babe, it's up to you if you're going to fumble or if you're going to succeed. God gonna keep testing you. He's gonna keep waiting around for you to catch that. Until you complete that level that he's trying to get, like to that level he's trying to get you past, you're gonna keep going in that circle. The only way that we can grow from things is to make mistakes. I hate the fact that like we are in this type of world, like you gotta be perfect your first go around. No, you do not. You are literally meant to fail in life so you can get better. Hey y'all, it's JimiP. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today we are doing a girl chit chat get ready with me video. Today is another video of our healing series video. I kind of wanted to like come on and just talk about things that I'm currently struggling with and like working through, because yeah, it's like helpful for me to get it out, but also I feel like I'm not alone. I've learned that about being on the internet for this long, is that I'm usually never alone when I'm feeling some type of way or when I have feelings about something, and it always feels great to get it out, but also to like share it with y'all, and then y'all come to me and be like, girl, oh my god, I be feeling the same way, and I'm like, dang, I knew we was like this. I should have been shared it with y'all. They were talking about not feeling like I'm enough, whether it be I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not pretty enough, whatever it is, you feel like I'm not blank enough, insert where you see fit. We're gonna talk about that and kind of find like, how do we build up like a strategy or a plan to kill that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell button right next to it so that I upload all my videos, and of course go and follow me on all my social media at JimiP_. Now I know I preach on this a lot about going to therapy, but it's definitely one of the absolute major factors of what has helped me through my healing journey, because like I said before, it's not a straight and narrow path. Like, it's going to be some ups, a whole lot of downs, and then a whole lot of ups, because it's a lot to go through it in itself, but to go through it alone, it's not fun. And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about today's sponsor, which is BetterHelp, because if it's one thing that I want to push, it's something that is going to help my girls be the best version of themselves that they can be. So BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, and that is an important mission because finding a therapist can be hard. Like, that's just one of the things that I had to figure out on my own. I got lucky, my therapist is great, but finding a therapist can be hard, and that's just the real of it all. So BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online. I meet with my therapist every week via Zoom online, and that's exactly how BetterHelp does it. It's remote, and you basically just fill out a bunch of questions so that they can match you with your therapist just within a few days. And of course, because finding a therapist is a little bit like dating, if you don't like it, if it's not a good fit, you can dip. If you aren't feeling your therapist, you can switch for free. You don't have to worry about insurance or anything like that. Just switch until you find the one for you. I can't stress it enough how much therapy has helped me, how much my therapist has helped me along this journey. I've been in therapy almost a year now, and I don't think I could have did this without the help that I got from my therapist. So shout out to her, and shout out to BetterHelp for providing service for everyone out there that is maybe new to therapy, maybe afraid to get started. I got you, okay? We can do this together. So click the link down below in my description box for you to get started. Not only does clicking that link help your girl out and our channel, it also gets you 10% off of your first month at BetterHelp. And again, thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. I feel like it's so much going on in the world right now, and I don't even know where to start. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna say I'm turning into a conspiracy theorist or anything. All I'm gonna say is, though, there's so much going on. Like, first of all, we have aliens. Did you hear me? Do y'all remember that lady that was on the plane? I don't even know what plane it was. Maybe Delta, maybe Southwest, maybe the Spirit, maybe the Frontier. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The plane doesn't matter. What does matter is the lady that was on the plane. Okay, and she was like, yeah, mother, right there, that right there is not real. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she go? Apparently she's okay. I did my research. I did find out she's okay. What if there was really an alien? What if this whole time these aliens have been taking on like human forms or whatever, and this lady saw an alien? Like, what if he was like, you know what I mean? Again, like, if we're just basing like alien abduction and aliens in general based off of like the movies and what aliens are capable of doing, what if, now hear me out, what if she wasn't lying? I don't know, like something happened and then they like wiped her mind, or like whatever the case may be. Like, what if this is some type of thing going on now that we have aliens on this earth and they out here just doing funny business? That's my conspiracy theory of the month, okay? Just like Flight 828, it's all connected. Next topic. I feel like every single time I come on here, I'm talking about Twitter. I don't even be on Twitter like that, y'all. I really don't. I was bashing Twitter the last time I was on here. One thing we not about to do, it's like when you got a little brother and like you pick on your little brother, but when somebody else picks on your little brother, it's like what we're not about to do is that. Elon Musk literally said, I'm just gonna change the whole thing. Yeah, that little app that y'all have been using since, well, for me, since like 2013, 2011, maybe, I don't remember. We're gonna change it. We're packing up the Bluebird. She's out of here. And we're calling it X. That's my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, Twitter was doing just fine. Like, it wasn't like MySpace, where MySpace kind of died out and like nobody just used it anymore. People were still literally using Twitter. So the fact that he kind of just came and took it and said, like in the middle of the day, like 7 o'clock in the evening, he's just like, change it, change the app. Like, even if we were in California time, that's still literally like 3 hours behind. That's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You said change it. How about you worry about them Teslas, babe? Worry about them Teslas and them electrical fires, because Twitter did nothing to nobody. Lots of years of therapy with that one. Last but not least, y'all, I'm sorry. Listen, I be having like hot topics that I be like, oh my gosh, I need to tell somebody about this. So here we go. Did y'all know that Joe Biden, he updated the US citizenship test? Babe, I couldn't pass the first one. We're about to see how American are we. Are y'all ready? Okay. All right, this is a game show. I want everybody to just kind of get like their game hat on and let's see if we are American, okay? And if not, we all need to just pack up and move to London. Number one, what is one reason colonists came to America? Okay, to colonize? Who is the father of our country? Jesus Christ. Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States. Mississippi River. That's all I got. What's another river? Do y'all know? Comment down below. Stop. Don't cheat either. Don't cheat. Y'all cannot cheat. Y'all better not be cheating. Number 4. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Because of the 13 colonies. I know that one. Ding. Number 5. Name one branch or part of the government. I know this. Judicial? That don't sound right. Presidency. Number 6, where's the Statue of Liberty? New York City. Why is it even a question? How about this? Name one member of the Black Panther. Where did Martin Luther King get shot? What was the first state to abolish slavery? Number 7, when is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? BFFR. No one knows that. Isn't it different every year? The fact that it's the same every single year and I don't know it is nuts, because I thought it was different every year. I thought they just make it up as they go. Like, oh, it's due this Tuesday. I didn't know they have a specific day. Do they have a specific day? Is it on the calendar, like National Tax Day? Oh my gosh. Hold on. I gotta Google it. You're lying. Number 8, what are the 2 major political parties in the United States? How about we talk about when women got rights? Shout out to Joe Biden, because he has done one of the biggest things he could have ever done, which was updating the US citizenship test. Hopefully next up, he'll get rid of those student loans. Bah, boom. Anyway, girl, let's get out of their business and into our business. You ever just walk into a room, like any room, of like something that's different than what you're used to, and just examine the room and look at the people in it and be like, I do not belong here? That happened to me in a very hypothetical situation. And I mean hypothetical meaning I literally made it up in my brain. I made the situation up in my brain. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I made it up right up here. Very imaginative, very creative. Shout out to her. I'm at this point in my life where I'm trying some pretty new and like amazing things, right? Like it's really new, it's really amazing, lots of changes going on. As y'all know, I decided to start acting. Why'd I do that? God placed it on my heart. Here I am trying to chase it. And of course with that comes a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, and a lot of feeling like I am not enough. One of the negative things that I put on myself is that some people have like this look of an actor or an actress and they belong on TV, and I have already told myself, you don't look like that. I'm doing this thing with my business where I'm trying to scale it and just make it into like this big franchise type of thing, but I have this like self-doubt about myself that I'm not smart enough to be in a room full of people like realtors and like Congress people, professionals, like business professionals. I'm a creative. Like, you know, like I can be in a room with creatives, but it's different being in a room with people that are like professional people, like suit and ties, and feeling like I can bring value to this environment. So sometimes I feel like I'm not experienced enough. Sometimes I feel like I'm not smart enough to be a part of those like rooms. And so just even creating that scenario in my head of me walking into a room and trying to pitch myself to Congress or pitching myself to like the city of Atlanta about like these programs I want to start, or like, you know, trying to pitch myself for like grants about how my business is worthy enough, or my business is valuable enough, or my business is like helpful enough to people where they think that, oh yeah, we want to pour into you because we see that you're enough. What is it called? Like a fever dream, when you walk into a room and everybody just looks at you and they like looking me up and down. They're like, what is this loser doing here? You don't even go here. I create these scenarios in my brain to make me feel like I can't do something before it even happens. Like I don't even try, because I done already created the scenario in my head of how this is gonna go. And so I send it back to the sender. Jesus, take it back. I don't want it. They said I can't have it. They said I can't have it. Sorry, gotta take it back. One thing I'm learning about moi is that if something continuously is on my heart, a vision is continuously in my head, I gotta get it out. Like it's not coming from me. Like it's definitely coming from God, and I need to get it out. So because it's obviously something that is meant to touch this world. Oh, my coffee is kicking in. I'm like, why am I so hyped right now? My coffee is kicking in. Those are two like big things like that I can just say off the top of my head, but there are so many other things that I feel like I'm not enough of to do this. Like even with like these healing videos, like me creating these videos, like I like have so many things that I feel like I want to share, but I also feel like I'm not healed enough to share it, which I just don't think is fair. Like what is like a level of heal where you can start sharing like your journey? Finding the value within yourself and knowing your worthiness will definitely, like that is what will take you to levels that you could never imagine. Like they call it like, oh, being delusional or the lucky girl syndrome. Like announcing those things like I'm a lucky girl, like lucky things happen to me. It's literally just knowing your value, knowing your worth, and not letting like your circumstances or your past or like people in general, like negative comments or whatever, like deter you from what you know about yourself. Me and my therapist and my coach kind of related it back to some things, and it's more so because I don't feel like I bring any value. Like my business is valuable, but I don't feel like I'm valuable to my business, which is nuts because I created the freaking business. I do the work, I promote it, I do all of it, I do everything. No one helps me with my business. And so the fact that I sit and say to myself like my business is valuable, my business is worthy, my business is great, but I don't think I bring the value to my business. And that is just wow. It starts like with you, because anything else attached to it, you'll feel like you're not good enough for. Like that even goes with like relationships. Like if you're in a relationship and you love that man like so much, or that woman so much, but you don't feel but you're looking at it like, wow, like you're great. And you're like, but I don't deserve you, or like you're too good for me, or whatever the case may be. And so you accept anything. It's the same thing with my business. I feel like I don't allow it to scale how I really think it should, because I'm worried that if it gets to a point of it being bigger than what it is, I don't think that it will sustain, because I'm not good enough for that level of growth. That is terrible. And I'm not gonna cry, because I cried enough in therapy about this BS. Me and my coach actually kind of went over what stemmed from this. Like, when did I start to feel like I wasn't smart enough? That was like one of the main things. I felt like I wasn't knowledgeable enough to get into a room full of successful entrepreneurs and business owners and be able to provide value. We kind of started breaking down a lot of the things in my life that started to happen when I moved to Atlanta, that kind of started to break down that barrier of like these, like this confidence that I grew in college, of my knowledge and experience, and just having like this strong will to do whatever. And then we kind of started breaking it down, and it made me realize that the experiences that you have during like those development stages of your life, like those are like very like detrimental, because they alter who you are in your later stages of life. When you keep encountering situations over and over again, it kind of puts like a bruise on you. It's like somebody keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you and hitting you in the same spot, and it's like it hurts. It don't hurt no more. It don't hurt no more. Just because it doesn't hurt anymore, though, doesn't mean that it's not going to continue to be bruised. Like, now you got this permanent bruise that's on you that is trying to heal, but it's dealing with so much years of like damage that it has already caused. Like, me getting turned down from like you know, just like pitching myself to people, working in internships when I first got here, just trying and it not working, it kind of bruised me. And so now I'm in the stage where I'm like pitching myself to brands, or I'm reaching out to brands, or brands are reaching out to me, and they are lowballing me, and like they are not paying me what I thought I was worth. But because I now have this like this idea like in my brain that you are only good enough to get the bare minimum, and the only way to heal from it is to literally go through it. Like, you have to like bring those up and kind of think like, what, like when did I start feeling like I was not blank enough? Like, I had to think, when did I feel like I wasn't smart enough? And I brought up a situation, and I'm like, dang, I literally remember scenarios of when I felt like what made me start to feel like I wasn't smart enough. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember me feeling like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, yes, I do. And it's like, no, you don't. And it's like, dang, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. And that, if dealing with that consistently for years, you will start to think that you don't know what you're doing. You will start to think that you are not smart enough. You will start to think that you're not physically attractive enough or pretty enough. You will start to think that you're not strong enough. You will start to think that you are not dedicated enough. Like, all of these things, because of experiences from your past that have molded you to think that you aren't. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. The only way that we can grow from things is to make mistakes. I hate the fact that like we are in this type of world, like you gotta be perfect your first go around. No, you do not. You are literally meant to fail in life so you can get better. It's literally a mind game of you telling yourself, no matter how many times somebody tells you you're not good enough, you gotta continuously tell yourself, I am good enough. I am smart enough. I am experienced enough. Like, you have to tell yourself that. I was recently hanging out with my friends, and we were doing a shoot from a brand that I was working with, and a guy had came up, a guy that I see frequently with them, but I've known him maybe at most for like 3 months, which I barely know him. I don't really know him. Like I have to think about his name every time I see him, like, oh shoot, what's his name again? So I don't know him well enough, and he definitely doesn't know me well enough. We don't follow each other on social media. Like, we don't know each other, y'all. And he was introducing his friend to like us or whatever, and as he was introducing all of us, he got to one of my friends and was like, oh yeah, she does such and such, you know, blah blah blah. He gets to my other friend and he's like, yeah, she does such and such, blah blah blah. And then he gets to me and he says, and yeah, Jimmy's the drunk one. Now, the mind-blowing part to me about that is the fact that, like I said, I've never met him in that space before. Now, granted, there are a lot of people that can say that about me. Like, a lot of people in my past that can say that about me. But the fact that I just met him, he's never seen me drunk before, and for him to come up to me and introduce me as the drunk one, I was so hurt. I was so offended because, number one, I put a lot of work in to kind of, number one, rebrand myself, but also to not be that girl. Like, I'm never going to hide from the fact that that's who I was, but the fact that I'm not that girl anymore, but somebody still to like call me that, I was like devastated. I felt like it was like a trigger in my brain that was like, I knew it. I will never be enough to be anything other than the drunk girl. Like, that's it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's somebody that has never met me before. It doesn't matter if I'm 5 years removed. It doesn't matter any of the accolades that I have. It doesn't matter about the business that I built. It doesn't matter about the influencer career that I literally built. It doesn't matter about me graduating college with a 3.8 GPA. It does not matter about me doing like all of these like things, like not being like scared to like go over the hill and not care what's on the other side. Like, I'm a dream chaser. Like, that's what I do. Like, if I want something, I go for it. When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't give a damn. I'm like, I'm going and I'll figure it out when I get there. And I go about that like with everything in me and every aspect in life. But you know, now I let God get control of it. But you know, I'm going for it. Like, acting, going for it. Like, I'm going for it. So for somebody that doesn't know me to say that out their mouth, I was just kind of confused. And so I was lost. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, huh? Like, what made you say that? Like, why would you say that? And his response was, well, every time I see you, you have a drink in your hand. And then he pointed to me because I had a drink in my hand. And I looked and I was like, well, every time you see them, they have a drink in their hand too, because if I'm drinking, we're all drinking. And so he was like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, he didn't have a response to that. Like, he just was like, yeah, but I don't know. And I'm just like, saying that to somebody, you know, it's not supposed to be a trigger. It's just supposed to be like, whatever. But to somebody that is healing, it's a trigger. I'm triggered. So it took me a few hours, but honestly, yeah, I went home and I had to do a lot of self-talk work. I had to do a lot of like unraveling. I had to do a lot of sharing. I called my mom and I called my sister, and I had to do I had to pray about it, and then I wrote this out, so that helped me. Journaling, I had to journal about it and just get it out, because I did not want to internalize that. Like, I felt it coming on me and I did not want to internalize that. And so I had to remind myself that this is not true. It's just like if somebody comes up to me and says, oh, you have a missing front tooth, and I look and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have it's right. Right there. What are you talking about? So I had to realize that this is just another tactic of the enemy trying to put doubt into your mind, not to even give him any power. What I'm realizing is that when you ask God to make you stronger in a certain area in your life, he doesn't like magically like make you stronger in that area. He tests you, so to speak, or he gives you like homework assignments. He gives you like these things, these tasks that you had to navigate through in life to make you get to that level of confidence. I done prayed for it. Give me that strength in my life where no matter what anybody says about me, I know my value. I know my worth. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know what my accomplishments are. And that was a task, because that would have eaten me alive 2-3 months ago, but it didn't. And so I just think it's crazy, because I was already feeling that self-doubt and feeling like I wasn't smart enough and feeling like I wasn't good enough to scale my business, to scale myself as an influencer in my influencing career. I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like I wasn't enough to be like an actress, like, oh, I'm just gonna be known as the drunk actress. So I already felt like I wasn't that, like weeks following up to this encounter. And so for the encounter to happen when I'm already in that space of feeling like I wasn't enough, and then for somebody to literally sit in my face and say, oh, you're just the drunk one, I felt like somebody literally said boom, like I felt like somebody knocked my head between the washer and the dryer. Yeah, a lot of the times the enemy is playing a lot of tricks on you, but also, babe, you got to think about what you prayed for. Now, I done prayed for this. I done prayed to build that stamina up, to build that, like, that thickness up, that nobody, no matter what, can come into my life and tell me anything about me that I already know ain't about me, because I already had this conversation with me and God said, if somebody is coming to you and trying to tell you that you are not enough, I'm gonna need you to hit them back with, yes, I am. Another thing that I had to realize is that I gotta stop being the victim too. Like, I could have been a victim in that situation. I could have cried my little eyes out and I could have said, I'm never doing this again. I don't want to do anything. I'm not going to do none of it. I'm not good enough. Babe, it's up to you if you're going to fumble or if you're going to succeed. God going to keep testing you. He's going to keep waiting around for you to catch that and gather that up and build yourself up so that he can take you to that next level. But until you do that, until you complete that level that he's trying to get, like, to that level he's trying to get you past, you're gonna keep going in that circle. Like, do you ever feel yourself keep going in that, like, you keep experiencing the same thing? Like, dang, I keep experiencing the same man. I keep getting the same man. Like, dang, why? Like, that was back in the day when I kept saying, why do I keep getting Libras? Oh my God. It's something you need to learn from that situation. Why do I keep being put in this same financial situation? It's something you need to learn from that situation. Knowing that I'm in that growing pain season, knowing that I asked to be healed in that certain area, I also have to know that the healing isn't just gonna come easy. You don't just go to sleep and wake up and just be healed. Sleeping on it and going through life trying to avoid it and duck and dodge it isn't gonna heal you. Would you rather climb a step and then fall back down, or would you rather get to the almost to the top and then plummet? So I said enough already. Like, I am done with people and myself telling me that I am not enough. Silence in the room, ding, ding, ding. I got an announcement to make, okay? Your girl is showing up as I say I'm showing up. If I say I'm good enough, I'm good enough. If I say I'm smart enough, I'm smart enough. And that's just what it is. And nobody can change my mind about it. Here's some healing girl tips that I feel like every girl should know that has, number one, helped me during this process, but also will help you. Number one, you need to get around people that are encouraging. Like I said, you cannot do it alone. You need people in your life that will let you know that you are that girl. The girl that you say you are. You need people to, without question, say, yep, she is. Because as long as you are speaking positively over yourself, your people should be cheering you on. You also need people, especially if you're in the beginning stages of healing, which I'm so thankful that I had my therapist. I'm so grateful that I had great friends where in the beginning seasons, I didn't feel like I was enough. And so when people were to ask me, oh, what do you do? And I say, oh, I'm an apartment locator, I have friends that's like, excuse me, let me tell you about my friend. She is a business owner. You know, they run out my accolades for me. And sometimes you need those people for you. It's kind of like a jump start. I think one of the most harmful things that you can do to yourself is isolate yourself. Now, I know we have our isolation periods, which I'm all for, but there is a point where you isolate yourself too much, whereas though you feel like, I don't need anybody, I'm just gonna cut the world off and work on myself and heal myself until I'm a better person. We were not meant to do this alone, y'all. We were meant to have a community of people that are around you to help build you up and help you grow. Because I couldn't have done this without a lot of people in my life that have poured into me when I couldn't pour into myself. Put a pin in the negative thoughts. Keep wearing it down. Beat her back in. Beat her back in. Beat her back in. Like, you need to beat her back in. Like, keep every single time a negative thought comes into your head, I'm not good enough, you'll never be good enough. I don't care if you gotta scream it, like, yes I am, yes I am, yes I am, I'm good enough. Say it. You have to say it. No matter how hard the beating is, disempower those thoughts. Like, beat them down. Like, no matter how strong those like thoughts are of like feeling like you're not enough, you have to like make it a daily action of rebuttaling it every single time. I don't care if it was something small and like maybe you messed up a recipe while you was cooking dinner or something, and you have that thought of like, oh, like I'm never gonna be able to cook for like my husband, or I'm never gonna be worthy to, I'm never gonna be good enough to be a good wife because I can't cook for my husband, or my kids are gonna be like starving because I can't cook. Like, stop it right there. Like, say it. Like, no, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna feed my family, okay? Like, that's an example, but y'all get what I'm saying. And then another thing that I feel like worked for me, I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but I honestly do feel like it's universal. A lot of the things, especially for if you feel like you're not smart enough, is to learn. Like, learn the knowledge, grow in the knowledge. Whatever area you feel like you aren't good enough in, most times you feel like you're not good enough because you don't have the knowledge to be better at it. And so just to counter that, like, go learn it. Like, if you feel like you're not a good enough cook, go figure out how to do it. Get in the kitchen. Literally, go get on your Zoom, get in the kitchen, and like put in those hours. They say like you need 10,000 hours, like in order to master something. Get your 10,000 hours in so that you can master something before you quit. Put in that work to be good enough. And I had to tell myself that, like, I feel like I'm not smart enough to be in these rooms with these professionals. I'm gonna go get me a job in the professional field as a leasing agent, so that I can build up my professional knowledge, so that when it is time for me to scale my business, I will have the knowledge and experience of every aspect of apartments and apartment locating to do this. Like, this is a me too sis moment. Like, so if you feel like, oh, I'm going through this, me too sis, say it with me. I am enough and I will get better. Like, command it. I am enough and I will get better. That is our affirmation of the week. I am enough and I will get better. Because you are enough right where you are right now. And on top of that, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better than where I am right now. And I will get better because every day I'm going to continue to put the work in to be the best version that I can be of myself. I'm a podcast girl, or like a video girl, so I find YouTubes and podcast videos about things that will pour into me. And I found a few videos that if you're feeling like that too, I want y'all to go watch. It was one with Tyler Perry on basically like the transformative power of struggle and suffering. And then it was another one with Tasha Cobbs. It was a Sunday service that she did at Chang's Church. It was so good, and that one really poured into me as well. So I'll leave them down below too, so y'all can go watch them if y'all want to. Highly recommend it. I hope y'all have an amazing week. I hope y'all take this affirmation with you throughout the week. I hope you take these videos that I recommended down below and allow them to pour into you. If you see a girl, say to a girl, girl, you are enough. Like, pour it into others so that you can be poured back into, okay? That's how you build community, baby, if you want to know that. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this video or listening to this podcast, however, or you are listening to this. And I will see y'all in my next video.